They're coming for him. After a life of exploiting and groping women, cheating his wives and even raping one, President Donald Trump will be brought down by women. A fourth wave feminism looms over him. It is like a giant city-shattering tsunami from a disaster film, and it's speeding toward his fragile presidency. I would support impeachment, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez told CNN after her upset win for New York's 14th Congressional District. She's a millennial, a Latina and a Democratic Socialist. Rising with her are hundreds of women, running for the House and nearly 60 for the Senate. If they break the Republican gerrymandering, Trump may be impeached and do a perp walk in handcuffs from the Mueller investigation. Ahead of politicians are the protesters. In June, they flooded the U.S. Capitol's Hart Senate building, chanting, "Stand up and fight and abolish ICE," fists pumping in defiance. On July 4, a black woman, Teresa Okama, climbed the Statue of Liberty's base to demand an end to Trump's policies. She stood in the folds of the statue's immense dress as if she was its smaller sister. The campaigns and protests are waves that slam the White House. It is more than a metaphor. Just like wind rolling water, women's voices move across their lives, pushing them to action. If it feels like a storm, it's because so much has been pent up. In the terrible silence after Elliot Rodger's 2014 Isla Vista killings, where he shot people in revenge for sexual rejection, the Yes All Women movement speak their fears. In 2017, actress Alyssa Milano retweeted Me Too to share stories of harassment. The silence burst and pent-up breath inside women became testimony. The more men were called out, the more women felt brave to call men out. Harvey Weinstein, Jonat Diaz, Charlie Rose. Yet the one man, out of reach, was Donald Trump. He won the White House, because of his sexism, not in spite of it. His victory was a moral shock to the millions of liberal and moderate women, who voted for Hillary. How could women, even if conservative, vote for him? Most women experience some sexism in their life. Maybe it starts in the mirror as they face the conflicting goals that American media sells them. It says, be sexy but not a whore. Be successful in your career and a doting mom. Be assertive but not a bitch. Be upper class on a working poor paycheck. Most women have to dodge ugly violence. Men catcall. Men leer and comment. Men talk over and take credit. Men grope and rape. No, not all men, but enough. Most women may not even know how sexism silently structures their daily life because, as philosopher Simone de Beauvoir wrote in her classic book on gender, The Second Sex, they live dispersed among the males, attached through residence, housework, economic condition, and social standing to certain men, fathers or husbands, more firmly than they are to other women. How 166 million American women react to sexism depends on political identity. The whiter, less educated or religious they are, the more conservative. The more diverse, educated or secular they are, the more liberal. So when American women entered the voting booth in November 8, 2016, they had to pick either crooked Hillary or grab them by the pussy Trump. If there was ever a poster child for sexism, he'd be it. Every other news interview was with a woman, saying Trump attacked her like a squid, grabbing her up and down. Yet nearly 53% of white women chose Trump. In return, he didn't choose them or their Rust Belt husbands. Trump chose tax cuts for the wealthy and Roy Moore, a pedophile in Alabama. Trump almost chose war with North Korea and Venezuela. Literally, his staff had to talk him out of it. Trump chose to tear apart refugee families at the U.S.-Mexican border. Now Trump will choose a Supreme Court justice to reverse Roe v. Wade, leaving women to back alley abortions, where they'll bleed to death with coat hangers jutting out of their vaginas. Here's the truth. It's up to Democratic women to save conservative women from the bad choices of their men. Progressive politics, from liberalism to far left, allows one's experience with sexism to be seen in its truest light. It's bigotry. Like racism. Like classism or homophobia. The more unaccountable power men are allowed to have over women, we'll be left with an America of millions of little Trumps. Thankfully, black, Democratic women saved Alabama from being represented by pedophile Roy Moore. We owe gratitude for the Democratic women who brought their babies to New York's ICE office to protest Trump's zero-tolerance policy. We praise the Democratic women, overcoming the hurdles of primaries and entrenched incumbents to become a force in the House of Representatives and Senate. When the wave breaks and fills Capitol Hill, hopefully someday soon, Representative Maxine Waters and Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez will be asked for their vote on impeachment. They can stand as their colleagues watch. Quickly. Swiftly. They vote him out.